have a larger gut cavity that could hold expanded digestive organs, and this helped them eat some of the toughest plants of the Mesozoic. Because of this adaptation, and with the help of new chisel-like teeth, ornithischians became the eating machines of the Mesozoic. Ornithischians probably first appeared back in the Triassic, but this was when they started to spread and diversify. The group became so successful that it eventually would grow to encompass many of the most prolific kinds of dinosaurs. All the hadrosaurs, ceratopsians, armored dinosaurs, and pachycephalosaurs, to name just a few. So in the early Jurassic, reptiles took center stage, moving into most of the large animal niches. But one group of fuzzy therapsids managed to survive into humans, and for a long time its members played only minor roles. The very first true mammals, like Megazostrodon, a tiny nocturnal insectivore that scurried around the feet of the dinosaurs. While there's some debate over whether mammals actually appeared at the end of the Triassic, they certainly diversified in the Jurassic. By the middle of the period, 164 million years ago, mammals had diversified beyond little shrew-like things to include species that could swim like beavers and glide like flying squirrels. And alongside these new types of mammals was a group of theropods that would also take to the air, acquiring the first complex wing feathers. By 150 million years ago, the first paravian dinosaurs, or stem birds, were starting to take off. Although these animals, like Anchiornis, probably weren't very good flyers. As for the non-avian dinosaurs, the late Jurassic is when their most famous forms appeared. Legendary characters like the spiky Stegosaurus and the carnivorous Allosaurus patrolled the plains of North America. Meanwhile, giant sauropods like Giraffatitan roamed Africa. For these reptiles, the late Jurassic was a golden age, where they were the most obvious forms of life all over the planet. But as the period came to a close, Jurassic Earth was changing. The breakup of Pangaea was still underway. Sea levels began to rise, creating shallow seas in North America and Europe. And as these land masses moved, more events unfolded that led to a complex series of extinctions about 145 million years ago. Rather than being a single clear incident, these losses were the result of a constantly cycling climate of cooling and warming. And a jolt of volcanic activity, again in the Pacific Ocean. These events ushered in the third act of the Mesozoic, the Cretaceous period. I know that traditionally the third act is supposed to be the shortest part of any drama, but in this case, the Cretaceous is actually the longest period of the Mesozoic. And the Cretaceous saw some of the most extreme changes ever recorded in both flora and fauna. One of its first breakthroughs was the appearance of flowers, which appeared in the fossil record about 130 million years ago. Before these earliest bloomers, conifers, ferns, and cycads were the dominant plants. But now they had competitors, although it would be a while before flowering plants could become major players in the landscape. Meanwhile, dinosaurs were going through their own revolution. Again, feathered theropods called Coelurosaurs rarely got larger than dogs during the Jurassic, but they reached new heights in the Cretaceous. By 125 million years ago, big predatory Coelurosaurs, Utahraptor, were roaming North America, while Yutyrannus was hunting in China. And in the Middle Cretaceous, a new group of sauropods, the Titanosaurs, were outgrowing all of their Jurassic relatives. Some, like Argentinosaurus, are thought to have grown over 30 meters long and weighed nearly 70 metric tons. In the skies, pterosaurs also got way bigger, and by the late Cretaceous, they became the largest animals ever to fly. These were the giant Ashdarnians, which were as tall as giraffes, had wingspans the size of small airplanes, and were more than capable of feeding on small dinosaurs. Beneath the wings of these animals, the Cretaceous continents continued to drift apart, and dinosaur groups became more and more isolated, and also more distinct. For instance, titanosaurs became much more common in the southern land masses, while in the north, a group of feathered coelurosaurs was reaching the rank of apex predator. These were the Tyrannosaurids, the largest of the tyrannosaurs. They first appear in the fossil record in the Middle Jurassic, but by the late Cretaceous, they developed awesome crunching jaws and swift legs to help them deal with a whole new cast of ornithischians on the northern continents. Some of their prey, like ceratopsians, grew wild headgear, while ankylosaurids acquired armor to attract mates and fend off predators. But the duck-billed hadrosaurs were the most prolific herbivores in the north, thanks to their powerful beaky mouths and complex teeth that allowed them to eat just about any kind of plant. By the late Cretaceous, many of these dinosaurs were the largest and most bizarre that these groups had ever produced. That's how successful the reptiles had become. Yet, they were about to see their age come to an end. For reasons that experts aren't quite sure about, some dinosaur groups, like hadrosaurs and ceratopsians, were becoming less diverse toward the end of the Cretaceous. This low species density means that some dinosaur groups were already vulnerable to extinction. And as it happened, doom was on the horizon. Rocks dated to 66 million years ago in a region of India called the Deccan Traps showed signs of massive volcanic eruptions. These were some of the largest eruptions in Earth's history, lasting for tens of thousands of years, and the volcanic gases likely had powerful effects on the air and oceans. And in the midst of these eruptions, another bizarre thing. A giant asteroid struck the Gulf of Mexico, spewing ash into the atmosphere and creating an impact winter that starved plants and phytoplankton. These twin disasters threatened all life, but the most effective. The giant titanosaurs and ceratopsians and other herbivores wouldn't have been able to find enough food to sustain their bulk. And their decline meant that the large carnivores, like the tyrannosaurs, were doomed as well. In the seas, there were similar losses, including the extinction of the plesiosaurs and the mosasaurs. Other marine reptiles, like ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs, already lost on the region. Nearly 200 million years after they pulled themselves from the ashes of the Great Bear, all of the giant reptiles were wiped out. It's now known as the KPG extinction after the German abbreviation for Cretaceous and Paleogene, the two periods whose boundary is marked by this event, and it brought about the disappearance of 75% of the world's species. But thanks in part to their small size and their more varied diet, many Mesozoic animals survived into modern times. The three modern mammal groups, the placentals, marsupials, and monotremes, all made it. The flowers that first bloomed in the Cretaceous are now more numerous than ever. And even some of the mighty archosaurs have persisted into our day as crocodilians and as birds, the last surviving Saurischian theropod dinosaurs. But for the giant reptiles of the Mesozoic, their dominance turned out to be their downfall. When disaster struck, the niches that demanded large size and specialization were the first to go. It turned out that playing smaller parts in the story of our planet was a key to survival. And so, as the next era beyond, the Cenozoic, there would be those once minor characters that would inherit the Earth. Thanks for sticking around for this very long story about the Mesozoic. I appreciate it. But please tell me what you want to learn about, because you have a lot of good ideas, and we listen to them. So leave me a comment, and don't forget to go to youtube.com/eons and subscribe. By the way, if you checked out Physics Girl, she's been nominated for a Maybe check out her channel, and why.